Hello and welcome back to the Tech River, the podcast where we talk about everything to do with tech. Phones, servers, networking, you name it. I'm your host, Just.
And I'm your host, Tim, and today we're going to be talking about the all-new Apple Music Sing. Now, this is a new feature that Apple recently announced in a press release on their newsroom, and it's a karaoke-style lyric view for Apple Music. Now, it looks amazing, but it's not supported on many songs or on many devices.
Like your phone.
Yeah, it's not supported on my phone. That's a bit embarrassing.
So, I guess we can get straight into it. So, We'll talk about supported devices in a moment. Sorry about the laughing before.
That's alright. We're breaking the fourth wall. This is real. This is live.
Now, if we head over to... They've got a press release. And essentially what Apple Music Sing is it brings this karaoke-style functionality to Apple Music, which is really exciting because it's not often that we get new features on Apple Music. So this is available to all current subscribers and any new subscribers of Apple Music. And essentially what it will do is it will allow you to have a slider which allows you to adjust the amount, how much vocals are present in the song. So you can, if you want to sing along and you want to remove some of the singer's voice, you can tone it down a little bit so that you can sing along to the song. Now with that comes an all new lyrics view. So this isn't available for every song, but most of the popular songs at the moment are covered and they will be expanding over time. But what it does is instead of just blocking out the sections of text showing you what it's singing, it'll actually have a cool animation that sort of follows along as they are singing the words. So it looks quite fancy when you see it in action, and occasionally you'll also have a little small bit of text which shows a sub sort of singing section where it's a bit quieter or it's from another person. And actually, if it is from another person, it will then justify what they're singing. So there's a bit of a differentiating factor there. So if we look at what Apple Music Sing includes, it has adjustable vocals, as I mentioned, real-time lyrics, background vocals, and duet view. So I've just gone over all of those things, and it also launches with a suite of more than 50 dedicated companion playlists. So I think the best way would be actually to give a live demo of this. Just give me a moment to get this up.
This is a new feature we have never tried before.
So,
Wish us luck.
If we click on this song called Immortals, which we're obviously not going to have any audio because of copyright, but what you can do is you can click the little lyrics button, which is bottom left. It looks like a speech bubble. And if it goes away, you can just tap down the bottom and it should bring it back up. Now, straight away, you can see the new view. Hopefully you can see this okay. You can see it following along as the guy's singing the song. If I go back up a bit, I know there's a few parts in this song where they have a second singer. So if I can just find that, I'll show you that in action. There you go. You can see the part there. If I go back, you'll see that there's a little bit of text from a sort of softer, smaller part of the song. So that's that never used to exist in Apple Music. Now, if I actually show you the Sing feature itself, you'll see the little microphone button. So if I just click that, you'll see it brings up a slider and it says Sing underneath the slider bar. I can then slide this up or down to adjust how much lyrics there are. So I can take it all the way to the bottom and it will remove pretty much all the lyrics. There's a tiny bit left, but you can't really hear much of it. And it does a pretty good job of this. There's a few little patchy parts where the song isn't perfect, but it does a pretty good job. Or you can have it halfway, or if you just want to go back to normal mode, you can just tap the button again and it goes back to normal mode and it says Sing off. I'll show you this other song quickly. It might be a bit easier to see. There you go. You can clearly see on this song all of the lyrics sort of following along as you go.
Now, the most exciting feature, which is this Apple Music Sing and how it follows along, is only supported on a few devices, and it was a little bit sad for me, especially to hear that my device, a trusty old iPhone XS, would not be supported.
So essentially, if we go back just to the normal view there, essentially this this feature requires an A13 Bionic chip or later. So what that means, if you have an A12 Bionic or older, even if you can run the latest operating system, unfortunately you won't get this feature. Now, I've got the supported devices up here. So, in terms of, sorry if you hear a bit of background noise, it's just raining heavily out here. In terms of iPhone, you require an iPhone 11 or later, but that also includes the iPhone SE 3rd generation. For iPads, this is going to be a bit long, iPad Pro 12.9 inch 5th generation or later, iPad Pro 11 inch 3rd generation or later, iPad Air 4th generation or later, base model iPad 9th generation or later, and iPad Mini 6th generation. And for the Apple TV, the only supported model is the latest 2022 Apple TV 4K with the A15 Bionic chip. That's the one that came out just recently.
So I want to have a little discussion here because I think there is actually a fair few different apps that have this karaoke style view. And now this is being built into Apple Music, I think it's actually going to harm those apps a fair bit because, well, why would I download a third-party app when Apple Music has the functionality built in? Another thing I'd also wonder is, will Spotify copy this feature?
Yeah, at the moment, I still think, even without Apple Music Sing, Apple Music's lyrics view is miles ahead. It just looks nicer.
Yeah, it's aesthetics.
But yes, like as Tim mentioned, like there's plenty of apps that can do the same thing with these built-in lyrics views, and there's lots of musical apps that musicians will use, not just to take out vocals, but to take out other instruments as well. And I've used those, and they work pretty well, but it is really good. Like, this will make this a lot more mainstream, having it built in to everyone's streaming music service.
I think the best part about this is that it does not cost anything extra. It's right in with your Apple Music subscription, which, at least where we are in Australia, is $12.99 a month.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah,
I had to think about that for a while.
Yes, that's cool.
Yeah, no. I was thinking about the old prices, but yes. So yeah, that's about it. And in other news on Apple Music, apparently there's rumors of this Apple Music Classical service coming out soon. I've heard a fair bit about that, but we haven't actually seen it yet, so we'll have that's yet to see whether that will actually come. But there's speculation it will become a separate app. Like, there's a classical section in the Apple Music app now, but I think they're thinking of a whole separate app. And whether that means you need a separate subscription, we don't know. But we are hearing that might be coming soon. But and also with iOS 16.2, there's just a little bit more consistency in the Apple Music app as well, where the play, pause, and seek track buttons now match with the lock screen. They didn't do that before. You might not notice that, but that's sort of a techie thing that I sort of noticed.
All the little quality of life improvements that are coming to iOS,
yeah,
even within the small revisions in between these updates.
Now, in terms of when you should expect to be able to get this update, currently iOS 16.2 is in release candidate, which means it should be the final release that is released to the public. Now, it's not available to the public just yet, but I'm expecting within the next few days this week, we should get the update, and that means you can all install this on your devices, and if you have the A13 Bionic or newer, you'll be able to use Apple Music Sing.
Well, I think that brings us just to about the end of this podcast episode. It's been great to have you here listening with us. We don't actually have anything planned for the future weeks, but I guess you'll receive these notifications whenever we are live, and feel free to tune in. While you're at it, how about you share the podcast with someone you know who might find this information useful, or might just be looking forward to Apple Music Sing. From all of us, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you all soon.